Hey, my friends, JT DeBolt is here today for the Elite Marketing Pro Daily Dose of Awesome, your 15 minutes of education, inspiration, and motivation to help you start your day off right. And as you're jumping out here, let me know who you are, where you are tuning in from. And I say good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, whatever time it is for you, no matter where you might be tuning in from on the Big Blue Marble. Thank you for joining us here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. Always a great privilege and honor to come at you guys. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about a four-step process to help you generate more revenue in your business, close more sales, actually convert more prospects into actual paying clients. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to really make them itch. All right, we're going to make them itch, because if there's anything more irritating in the world than an itch, I don't know what it is. So we're going to be talking about what that means, what that four-letter word really stands for, and more importantly, how you can use it to build, grow, and scale your business so you have an endless flow of not just revenue, but really eager paying clients that are coming to you for your solution. So as you're jumping out, let me know who you are. Hey, what's up, Sally? I see Michelle, Felicia, Melinda Saylor. I see Uli. I see Rosemary Fritz. Great to see you from Illinois. Great. Hey, it's 64 degrees in Illinois. It wasn't 64 degrees last week when I was there. I'll tell you that right now. Heather, what's happening? David Barsh, what's going on, my man? Marilyn Hennigan Biggs, Kim Smith, Katrina. What's up, Katrina? Good to see you again. All right, Terry Marino, you are the best, girl. I love you. All right, so how can we make our clients, or I should say our prospects, itch? I want you to think about the word itch for just a second. Think about how awful it is. Have you ever had one of those itches, like you're here on a Facebook Live and all of a sudden your nose starts to itch, or all of a sudden your armpit starts to itch, right? Or you're talking to somebody and all of a sudden the bottom of your foot starts to itch. It's one of the most irritating things in the world, right? Because in that moment, you want instant relief. You're almost willing to do anything for that relief. Or perhaps you've gotten the bug bite, right? Maybe it's a mosquito bite. Maybe you've gotten stung by something and it's driving you absolutely crazy. Perhaps you've even gotten a scratch or an abrasion, and as that thing starts to heal, you really start to feel the itch. Right now, are you scratching some part of your body? So perhaps just me mentioning this to you has created that feeling of an itch. So if that has ever happened to you, give me a 1 in the chat box. If you know what that means, let me know. Teresa Jessen says, haha, that happened making my TV video on Sunday. Roger that, or your thank you video, sorry. Good job, Teresa, by the way. I'm proud of you for making your thank you video. That's awesome. Okay, so I think a lot of people are getting this here. I'm seeing a lot of ones come in the chat box, and that's great, because the fact of the matter is, if we can make our prospects itch, they're going to want to work with us, right? They're going to want the relief. And so I'm going to talk to you about really what I see it as a four-step process. So as you think about your prospects, remember this: every message that we put out, whether it's a Facebook Live, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a broadcast to our list, whether we are writing an email, if you're writing a blog post, doesn't matter what piece of content that you're putting out, you want to make sure that you're meeting your prospects, you're meeting your market where they're at. Now, what does that mean? First and foremost, we have to understand this. It's extremely important. What it means is we have to understand what their fears are, what their desires are. And you probably heard the concept that you want to lead with pain over pleasure. And there's a lot of truth to that. If you've seen a lot of marketing message out there, you've seen all the gurus out there showing you their fancy cars and their big watches and their private jets and their mansions and all that's great. And you might be sitting there thinking to yourself, wow, that would be a really great lifestyle. And it's kind of neat to see what's possible. But the challenge is that if we try to duplicate that, number one, we just look like one of those clowns, right? The other thing we have to understand is that's not really where our market is at. Mostly our market are not a bunch of millionaires sitting around hoping for another opportunity to grow their income. Now, I'm not saying that you won't find those people. Certainly they're out there, and absolutely they're great people to work with. But mostly the people that are looking for what we have are people who are in a little bit of pain. If you said to them, hey, look, I just got this brand new Jaguar, or I got this brand new Ferrari, they're thinking to themselves, that's awesome. All I want to do is be able to make my own car payment, right? Or I want to be able to put my kids through college. They're thinking about what's their immediate pain, not what necessarily the long-term end goal could be for them. Because after all, they may not even care about exotic sports cars. They may not care about that private jet or that luxury trip on a yacht. What they're looking for is what's immediate to them. And so that's the itch that we have to get them to start to want to scratch. Now, am I saying that it's bad to show all the fancy stuff? No, I'm not saying that. If you want to show your lifestyle, fantastic, go for it. But what I'm telling you is that on the core of your message, you wanted to address the pains. You want to address where the market is at in their lives, what they're dealing with on a daily basis, because that's what's going to actually motivate them to move forward. That's the part that's going to cause them to say, hey, I've got to do something about this. Otherwise, they're looking at your dream lifestyle. They're sitting back with their hands on their head going, man, that sure would be great, but they're not really motivated to do much. What motivates them to do more is that sense of that itch, which is kind of a cross between the pain and the pleasure. It's that irritating place where they know they have to fix something, but they're not quite sure how. So what does the word itch really mean? It's really an acronym, and I want us to use this today to sort of keep in mind this four-step process. The I in itch, and really step one, is to illuminate the problem. All right, so we're going to illuminate the problem. So the question that I have for you is, what's the number one problem or the number one solution that you have for a person right now? And if you want to dial that into the chat box, that's awesome. That might help us. That might help me. It might help people that are listening in, no matter where they might be on the big blue marble. What's one big challenge that you help people solve? Is it their financial problem? Is it their weight? Maybe it's a weight issue or a health issue. Maybe it's hair loss. Maybe it's a relationship thing. It could be any type of problem that people have. The question is, get clear in your mind what it is that you help people with. And if you can get clear with that in your mind, then you can help clarify it in their mind. And the key here is not to tell them how great life could be, but how awful life is with the existing problem. We want to illuminate this for them. Now, does this sound mean? I mean, does this sound like we're trying to be harassing to them in any level? If you do think it's a little bit harassing, go ahead and type a yes in the question. If you say, hey, no, we're doing them a service, give me a thumbs up. All right. If you think it's yes that we're harassing them, just type yes. If you think we're doing them a service by illuminating the pain, give me a thumbs up. All right. Michelle Felicia says lack of results in their network marketing and affiliate business. Okay, perfect. I would love to know a little bit more specifically what you mean by that, Michelle, not just for myself, but for yourself, so that you can get clear on exactly what that means. Lack of results in what way? What's an example of a lack of result? Because that's the kind of pain that we want to really drill into. We have to illuminate the exact pain. It's one thing to say, hey, are you in pain? It's another thing to say, do you have a splitting headache? Or do your joints hurt, right? Because if we can illuminate that, then they think to themselves, yeah, actually, I do have that problem. And so we want to illuminate the pain, we want to illuminate the challenge, and really give them a sense of how real it is in their life. And we do that in step two. The T in itch is to tease the problem. We want to tease the problem. And what that means is this. Okay, once we've illuminated that they have a problem, so like Michelle was saying, hey, lack of results in their network marketing business. Okay, now what? We have to tease it. We have to talk about what that really means, because a lot of times people will just live with pain. I mean, how many times have we lived with our own pain in our own lives? I'll give you a very real world example. For literally years, my wife and I both would wake up in the mornings tired. Even though we got a full night's sleep, we'd wake up kind of tired. And invariably, one or both of us would wake up with neck pain. We're like, oh man, our neck. And the whole point was we had these crappy, cheap pillows. And we would just suffer through it for years. And I'm telling you, for years, every single day we were waking up this way. Until finally we're walking through, I think, a department store, and somebody was giving a demonstration of these amazing pillows that were somehow magic that would take the neck pain away. Now, first and foremost, they illuminated it, right? But then they started to tease the problem. They started talking about how that lack of sleep was diminishing our productivity, and that lack of productivity was causing us to lose money over time. It was putting us at risk, meaning we were so sleep deprived that we weren't as aware as we could be behind the wheel. We could possibly be putting our own kids in harm's way because we weren't getting good enough sleep because of those damn pillows. All of a sudden, they were teasing the problem. They were teasing it so much that we felt completely compelled to have to listen to this very short yet compelling sales pitch. And so in your marketing, not only do you want to illuminate the problem, but you definitely want to tease it. So if this is landing for you guys, if this makes sense, give me a 2, kind of like a peace sign up in the chat box. I see a lot of thumbs up, which means people are telling me, yeah, I absolutely see the value in illuminating the pain. Remember, what we're doing here by teasing the problem is to get these people out of a state of acceptance. As opposed to just accepting life as it is, We want to show them the danger of progressing down this path. We want to show them what it really means to be stuck in that state where they're not making any forward progress. This is what teasing is all about. Now, does this mean that we have to actually tease them? Kind of like, thumb across the nose, like, oh man, you're a fool for sticking here? Not necessarily. That just kind of depends on your market. Again, remember, we're going to meet our market where they're at. It also depends on your personality. I know some people who are very effective at this. They kind of give their market a hard time. They beat them up a little bit. And it's totally fine if you want to do that, but just understand that you want to come to your market with a place of empathy, at least, if not passion or compassion and love, at least a place of empathy and a place of saying, I'm here to help you and here's how I'm going to do it. But in order for them to really get into a state of actually wanting to be helped, they have to be teased, which means we got to really just drum up those pain points. We've got to kind of instigate that in them, reinstigate that, keep it coming back. And then of course there's a little bit where we can create too much of that. So how do we prevent from going overboard with the teasing? Well, that brings us to step 3, and that is to challenge them. All right. So the C in itch is to challenge. We're going to challenge them by asking them a few questions. And this is where the interaction and this is where the engagement really comes to play. And this is where it can get really valuable for both them and for you. Because as you begin to challenge them, what's the best way, do you think, to challenge a person? If you're going to challenge a person, what's one of the best ways you can do that? Go ahead and type it into the chat box. I'm going to scroll up here. It looks like my chat got a little bit blocked up. Man, getting a lot of peace signs or 2 signs. A lot of people registering with this. So if we're going to challenge somebody, what's the number one best way to challenge them, especially when it comes to communication? What's a great way to challenge somebody? Do we tell them? Or is there a better way to get them instigated, to get them engaged, to get them kind of moving along with us, walking shoulder to shoulder with us? If you know what the answer is, go ahead and type it into the chat box. I see some people typing, and I'm going to cut to the chase. If it's all right if I fill you in on this, the answer is we're going to ask questions. All right, so if we're going to challenge them, we're going to ask them questions. And it could be something as simple as, well, how's that working out for you? If you're in pain right now, if you're not getting the results in your network marketing business, how's that working out for you? Is it a lot of fun to be able to face your in-laws and tell them you're not getting any results? Is it a lot of fun to be able to face your spouse and tell them, oh, just keep sticking with me, this thing's going to hit sooner rather than later? Is it a lot of fun to be able to look yourself in the mirror every day and say, these lack of results are part of the process, we'll just hang in there? Or is it time to challenge ourselves and ask, what might we do differently? How might we move this forward? How might we actually get a result, even if it's small right now, here today, right at this point? That's the kind of thing that we as leaders have to be willing to do. And I hope you see yourself as a leader, because that's exactly what you are as an entrepreneur. Entrepreneurship is leadership. And I'm not just saying that because I'm the director of leadership development here at EMP. I'm saying that because it's true. And I want you to start seeing yourselves as leaders. I want you to start seeing yourself as a person that wears that hat each and every single day, that has the solution that can lead a person from where they are to where they want to be, to lead them out of the pain and into the solution, or at least to give them a cure to that insatiable itch. So the C is challenge. We're going to challenge them, and the best way to do that is through a series of questions. Now, how you deliver these questions is entirely up to you. You could do it as simply as doing a Facebook Live like this or a video. You could go on LinkedIn, just like we've been hearing about that amazing LinkedIn product that's out there and available to you right now. Or you could simply send a quick broadcast to your list with a short series of questions and have them respond back to you if they're serious about taking steps to correcting whatever pain or whatever situation they're in. The key to it is you have to challenge them. It's one thing to illuminate them and show them that the problem exists. It's another thing to tease the problem and show them how bad it could be. And then you got to take it to that third step where you challenge them and say, are you ready to take the next step? What might you do in order to get yourself out of that pain? And when you challenge them, a lot of times they're going to say to themselves, I'm ready. I'm totally ready for this. I just don't know what to do next. And that's where you bring step number 4. And that's the H in itch. And that is hope or help, depending on how you want to see it. This is where we actually deliver the solution. We give them hope that there is a cure for the itch. We give them hope that there is an actual solution to their challenge. And that hope or that help or that solution is working with us. And that's why it's so important for you to position yourself in this order, because once you've illuminated the pain or the situation, they are now recognizing it. They can't ignore it. It's in the front part of their consciousness. Once we've teased it, they can see really how bad it is. Maybe some parts of it that they haven't ever thought of before, just like that pillow salesperson showed us. Hey, listen, man, you might be putting your family at risk because you're not alert enough behind the wheel because you're not getting sound enough sleep. Well, guess what? You teased me. You've got my total undivided attention now. And then the challenge is, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to go back home and sleep on those crappy pillows and continue to get subpar sleep? Or are you going to go with this amazing solution right here for only $59.97? The whole point is you have to be there to put that call to action in place. Once you've got their emotions stirred, once you've got their attention peaked, once their hunger and their desire is at its highest, now is when you deliver the call to action and you offer them your service, you offer them your product, you enroll them into your program, whatever it is that you're there to do. The key to this is for you to have all four of these as clear in your mind as possible. So as you're going out there creating your content, as you're going out there and having conversations with the people in your list, in your network, your prospects, remember, we're going to illuminate their pain. We're going to tease that pain. We're going to challenge them to do something about it. And then we're going to give them the solution in the form of hope, help, or whatever that solution is that you have. Itch is the word of the day. This is something that I want you to get used to and really start to use in your marketing messages, really start to use in all the communications as you're out there growing your business. Hey, if this message is working for you, give me a high five in the chat box. I want to see some folks that are paying attention here, that are getting some stuff. Love to see the comments. Hey, Rose is saying encourage them to take action. Absolutely, right? Callie got it. Callie's right on the mark. She said, ask Q, ask questions. You bet. Rosemarie said, reward them for meeting the challenge. Absolutely. Totally agree. In fact, that's a great point that you can include in that fourth piece when you're talking about hope, is you want to encourage them. You want to tell them, hey, listen, congratulations for even taking the step to notice that you have a problem. Congratulations for being committed to a better way of life. And I'm going to reward you with this by showing you exactly what I have used over the past XYZ time in my life to get the results that I've gotten so far. And that's when you reward them. And you can absolutely make that offer to them in that call to action as a reward, because truly it is. If you think about it, when you give them the solution, you are rewarding them. You're saying the life of living in pain or discomfort or unhappiness or whatever it is, that those days can be behind you. So congratulations for at least being open to that. And here is your reward for that. I'm going to give you 20% off. Here's my offer. It's a full price offer. It doesn't really matter because it's well worth the value. It's entirely up to you how you craft your call to action. The point is that you absolutely reward them in that spot. Don't keep them hanging. Give them the offer and allow them to make the step from there. All right, my friends. Well, listen, if you got some value from this, if this landed for you, if it hit you in the chest, go out there and share this message with the people in your network that you think might benefit from it as well. Make sure you're staying tuned to us here on Facebook, facebook.com/Elite Marketing Pro. Go ahead and subscribe to this channel so you can get updates from us all the time. We're constantly bringing brand new content, constantly bringing great solutions to you to help you build and scale your business here online. Make sure you get yourself over to EliteMarketingPro.com, where you can access our 10-day free boot camp to help you build your business online. And remember to join us here each and every single Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific for the Daily Dose of Awesome. We'll be back back for you tomorrow with a brand new message and a new mentor. Until then, remember, no matter what course you fly in life, fly high, fly fast, and fly far. We'll be talking to you very soon. Have a great day and go out there and make your market itch. Talk to you soon.